Hi guys, how are you today? I'm doing pretty good. Had a great weekend. Gonna have another great week coming up this week because Thanksgiving's coming up and we all know that that means pie for breakfast. Yes. Alrighty, let's see, what happened this past week? Well, Jeannie came into town with the UMass football team. Her husband works for the team, and she got to come along. If you're watching her videos or seen some of her posts on her personal page and on Instagram, they've now gone off to Hawaii and are having a good time, but never mind. Anyway, I got to get together with Jeannie last Friday. We went to Shepherd's Bush and had a great time. She is a fun, fantastic. I liked her. We got along great. She was an absolute delight. It was fun to see her, fun to meet her, fun to show her around, my little hometown a little bit. She's from back east where the mountains don't loom over you quite as much as they do here in Utah. We live along the Wasatch Front, and the mountains are right there. Not like Denver, where they tell you the mountains are right there. No, the mountains are still a ways away in Denver, but in Utah, mountains right there. Wandered off again. Rabbit trails. What's going on? Oh, some of you have asked about the wall hanging quilt that's back here. My mother made it. It is paper pieced. And one of these days when I'm over at Mom and Dad's house, I'm going to actually remember to ask her what the pattern is, and I'll take a picture of it or some such so that you guys who are asking about this, I'll have an answer for you. But yes, I know you guys are asking what's the name of the pattern. No, I didn't do it. My wonderful mother did. So that's that. What other silliness have we got? Oh, you guys wanted to see my Christmas socks since I mentioned them in my giveaway. So, I know, exciting Christmas socks. What do we have? As I flatten them out and straighten them out, because that's what the OCD of us does. So I have a pair of green socks with snowflakes. This pair is one of my favorites. Jingle bells, Batman smells, Robin laid an egg. And then so you've got snowflakes and the bat signal and the robin symbol, and you just, right? How silly are those? I love those socks. Those are a great pair of Christmas socks. Let's see, I have a nice red pair of socks with green trees, and I don't know if it's showing up, but there is a sparkly thread of some sort in my green trees. And then the pair of socks that I actually was wearing when I was doing the giveaway and all the pools and whatnot are this pair of green socks with Christmas lights in, and the lights have the shimmery, sparkly thread. So there you go. There's another pair of Christmas socks around here somewhere. I could only find one of them, so I don't know where the rest of them are. The washer, the dryer's probably eaten it. So that's neither here nor there. So Christmas socks. Let's see. Princess is over here. She's decided to sit down on a magazine. So I don't think I'll get to pick her up so that she can say hello to everyone. But since we're saying hellos, hello William, hello Iona, hello Sophie, ohayo gozaimasu. Michaela, had to think and read. I put a sign up above me here so I could get all of Aussie Stitcher's cute kids. Give them a hello. So, hi William, hi Iona, hi Sophia, hi Michaela. Anyway, so there is that. Is that all the silliness? That's all the that's all the quote unquote business. All right. Christmas socks over there for now. So, let's get started with the progress report. Earlier in this week, it was Crafty Stitchy Night, so that was last Wednesday, and my best friend came over and we sat and stitched. My other best friend couldn't make it. She's a scrapbooker. Anyway, she forgot some of her projects and stuff at home, and by the time she had made it back home to get her stuff, she was like, I'm just leaving home now. I won't get there until like 8:30, and we usually turn around and are done by 9:30 or so. Just, you know, we all work. We're all working stiffs. Anyway, so that day I decided to work a little bit on, this is Celtic Noel. And I just did this little wee bit of stitches right here. I did some fill-in down here on Crafty Stitchy Night. But then since I had been working with her, I decided I would just stick with her. And so I worked with her a little bit over the weekend. And so I added in all pretty much the rest of this and this little bit here. And I started filling in right here, the brightest of the reds. So fill that in, I think, and then do some filling in here and here. So that is what I am working on with Celtic Noel, Celtic Christmas. So she's looking pretty good. Let's see. So here is, next up, it looks like I brought up my at work project. And so that has been Wonderful Walk, a kit by RTO. And you can't really see it very well, but down there there's the blue dragon telling the princess a story. And so that is going to be my next at work project. And here is where we are at with Wonderful Walk. I've got all the cross stitching done. I need to get in and do all the back stitching. So I think I will work on the back stitching here at home and not take it to work because it requires a little more focus than what I want to do at work. So here is this super cute little dragon and the princess and the rabbit hopping along, happy as can be. So I need to do the back stitch on that one, and I'm lucky that I don't hate back stitch. It doesn't bother me at all, so I will get to work on that. And then the last project I worked on over the week is the Lizzie Kate Gratitude Turns What We Have Into Enough. And I was going to work on Be a Light, since Be a Light is my ticket booth project. They have me in the ticket booth as emergency backup IT. I don't actually sell tickets, and since everything has been working really, really well, I just sit in a corner and stitch until they need me. They haven't needed me, which is fantastic. So anyway, here is where I'm at with Gratitude Turns What We Have Into Enough. And I stitched, let's see, I stitched the TUDE. I stitched all of this pink. My hoop was over here. You can kind of see the arc. Anyway, it was over here, so I only stitched half of it and started on the W. So that is where I am for that. I think I will take this with me to the family Thanksgiving extravaganza and work on that while I am there. So I'm going to put this back in its project bag, since Wonderful Works project bag got left at work when I took in Tell Me a Story. And so it just was sort of a quick swap there. So there is that. Put that away. Tidy things up. Alright, so I mentioned that Jeannie and I, we went up to Shepherd's Bush, which was a lot of fun. Chatted the whole way up, chatted the whole way back. So let's give it a moment here, and we'll introduce our Stashquisitions. So when we got home Friday night, came in here, did a little bit of filming, showed you what I got. So here's that footage. Hey guys, how are ya? It is Friday, and tomorrow is football, and women's basketball, and men's basketball. I don't know who decided to set the schedule and have 3 big games all on the same day, but we got 3 big games all on the same day. I'm gonna be busy on Saturday. Anyway, just Jeannie is in town. Her husband works with the UMass football team, and so she came out with him for the football game tomorrow. And today I took half day off work and we went to Shepherd's Bush, and I left my camera at home, so I'm sorry, no Shepherd's Bush footage. But we had a good time chatting in the car on the way up and on the way back, and we spent, what, an hour and a half, something like that, puttering around Shepherd's Bush, talking to the gals there, having an absolutely great time. So I'm going to show you the stuff I collected from there. And I'm sure Jeannie will be showing you her stuff. But let's start with a random thing that came in the mail the other day. Actually, it had to have come either yesterday or today, I don't know. I'm back to only checking my mailbox once every couple days. So open this. This is Shirley Davis, yeah. And she does project bags. And you guys all know that I could do my own project bags, but sometimes you just see something super cute and you're like, I don't want to go hunt down the fabric and take care of that. Sorry. See, it's super cute, all nice and wrapped up in tissue paper. Attached is a cute little thank you note right here. So all the noise is me working on pulling it out of the tissue paper. Put that on the floor for the cat to sit on. I came home for today and the cat had barfed in the middle of the hallway. Seriously, cat, you can only barf if you have decided, or if you've when you learn to run the steam cleaner, then you can barf in the hall. Until then, barf on the tile. We're back. My memory card was all full. Mid-rant, memory card all full. Who knew? Who knew? Anyway, as I was saying, Shirley Davis sells on Stash Unload, and I think one day a week they let you post items that you have created or made or what have you. And so she maintains an album and she does bags. Last Monday, a week ago Monday, I was watching another Floss Tube gal, and, you know, curses me, I can't remember her name, but she held up, you know, a couple of these bags, and I'm like, gotta go track that down and have a look-see. And so I did, and so I bought all sorts of, well, no, I just bought one. I was good, I just bought one, I didn't go crazy nuts, and so I bought this cute snowman bag, and it has green on the bottom. I love how she makes these large handles to go on the zipper. And the wonderful thing about these two is they are flat bottom bags. And so that will hold all the things in the world. All the things in the world. So I'm really quite pleased with that. I can't wait to find something to put into it. Terry, Stitching Petunia, just had her first round of sales for her project bags, and since I was out and about doing the things, I didn't get to see them go up, and I didn't get to buy any of them. They were gone in a flash. By the time I came home, they were all gone. I dropped Jeannie off at about 5. Then I had to go over to my parents' house and feed the dog. But anyway, so Jeannie and I, we went up to Shepherd's Bush and had a great time up there, like I mentioned earlier. And so here is my Shepherd's Bush haul. And as you can see, I think it was Terry. I have a confession, you guys. Terry and Tina, who own the store, they're sisters. I'm not really sure which of the sisters is Terry and which of the sisters is Tina. I have no idea. I should know, but I don't. Anyway, one of them was there, and she was an absolute, a doll. They're always a doll. I always love going in there. They're always there. They're so happy to help you find anything, look for anything, they're just wonderful, wonderful people. And so as they were checking us out, she tied these wonderful bows. Do you see that on our bags? And I was looking at this little pin. He's a sheepy, and he's a pin. At first I thought he was just a button, but he's a pin. Oh, he's just adorable. Super, super duper adorable. So I'm going to pause here and untie my bow and get everything out and show you what I went crazy with. Because stitch for stash, out the window for November. Alright, I've got all the ribbons off, so let's open this up and I will show you the wonderful goodies that I acquired. First off, I picked up Enchanted Dreamer from Mirabilia. This is just a cute one. I really liked the colors, the soft blues and the little hint of yellow there, and the pink of her wings. She was just adorable. And I don't have her. Miss Zoe is meowing at me from the floor. She's still a little insulted that I went to the stitching shop without her, but she's kind of useless when it comes to stitching, you guys. Useless. But we got to keep that on the DL. I picked up a couple of Just Another Button Company has these little packs that they put together that you can buy. So this one is Snowflake and Soft Powder Blues, and there's a couple of their specialty snowflake buttons in there that aren't showing up. Oh, there's a snowman in there. You can't see him, but he's in there, and I love those. I've started thinking about sewing some of those onto my project bags for me when I get them done. And then this one is called Peppermint, and it has that little peppermint candy cane button and the candy cane down there in the bottom and an assortment of buttons in pinks and reds and whites. And so I'm really quite excited about those. So I'm going to go throw those in the bin and use those as embellishments on some of my bags when I get back to bag making. Let's see, which way do we want to go first? Let's go with this one. They have these adorable little, they call them truffles. Trifles? Trifles with an I. And so I picked up the Christmas one. It says Happy Christmas and All Hearts Home and Cheers. Those are the three little, you can do ornaments out of them. You can turn them into bowl fillers. And so I've stitched 2 of the 3 Valentine ones. And so I think I'll probably stitch all of these. And so they had them there. Let's turn this over. Open this up. So I got the button pack. There we go. I got the button pack for that. A couple snowmen, some peppermints, and lots of little stars. And then I got the little pack of all of the fabrics. So each of them will go on a different fabric. So I'll put those on those. And that will be really, I love these little things. They're fun to stitch. They're perfect put in my bag and stitch them at church because they're just small and they're simple and I can really listen to the speakers. And then there was this darling, they had a model all done up of this. It is called We Seek After These Things. And it is of the 13th Article of Faith. And it says, we believe in being honest, true, chaste, benevolent, virtuous, and in doing good to all men. Indeed, we may say we follow the admonition of Paul. We believe all things, we hope all things, we have endured many things, and hope to endure all things. If there is anything virtuous, lovely, or of good report or praiseworthy, we seek after these things. And so they had a model stitched up of this, and it was just really, it was beautiful, absolutely beautiful. As you can see, it's charted for more bright, clear colors, but the girls at Shepherd's Bush had worked their magic and have done a conversion so it's in more softer, warm, muted colors. And so I bought, well, I bought a lot of flosses. So I bought all the flosses. These are all the flosses. Some of them go to We Seek After These Things, and some of these will go for the Christmas trifles. So that's just a mix of all the flosses and all of the fun. And I think Jeannie had a great time at Shepherd's Bush. She looked at everything. She touched everything. I think she went around the store 3 or 4 times. She'll do her own floss tube of it when she gets back from the next football game. They've gone to, after they play us here in Provo, they're going to go on to Hawaii, and I'm not sure which Hawaiian team they're playing, but they're playing a team off in Hawaii next weekend. So they're excited for that. And I had the best time with Jeannie. She is just a riot. Absolute funny, wonderful, funny person. I loved our afternoon together as we went hither, thither, and yon, and spent way too much on the beautiful cross stitch. So that is today's adventures, and we'll see you later. So there you go. I didn't make it out completely unscathed, but I'm really looking forward to starting my the sampler. That is the 13th Article of Faith. Looking forward to that. I have it all kitted up except for the fabric. I need to dig around my fabric pile and see what I have. I'm a little worried because it calls for a neutral fabric, and I really like the way it looks on the neutral fabric, but I'm not sure I own any neutral fabric to put it on. So that might be a little bit of a worry. But anyway, so just, I'm doing better, guys. I haven't gone crazy nuts. And I think really what Stitch from Stash needs to be for me is to be more mindful of what I'm buying and why I'm buying, instead of trying to fill up, you know, an empty hole, because sometimes you buy stuff for emotional reasons. Okay, good. Stash. Let's take a look at our Floss Tube Newbies. Let's see, where's my list? Here's my list. Alright, this is the awkward part of the show because I can't read my handwriting. Let's start out with Suzanne, also known as Suos39. She does an intro to who she is. She mentioned that she quilts a little bit too, and she shared a couple of her finishes with us. I next stumbled across Maureen Quinnell. I found her on her 4th video, and so I went back and watched the other 3 videos. She's working on a beautiful chatelaine project. I'm not really sure which one it is because I'm not up on all of the various chatelaines and what they are and what they can be. And she is working on as Maidens of the Season by Mirabilia as well. And so those were looking really quite lovely. Next I met Beck Island. She is working on the Little Sheep Virtues, and she just finished up Gratitude, and she did it a fully finished, so she sewed it up into a cute little pillow. And then she went on to show us all of a whole lot of Halloween / fall / Thanksgiving, you know, sort of thankful themed little mini pillows or bowl fillers, you know, that she has finished. And there were just some really darling finishes. She's done a great job. Some have rickrack, some have ribbons, some have like buttons and, you know, yo-yos on top of the buttons, and it was just really cute. You guys got to go check her out. Next up was Lolly Jojo. She shares a couple of her whips, both of which are going to be gifts for friends who are getting married. And so there's that one with the pink border and says love in the middle of it, or happily ever after. Anyway, so she's working on that kit. And then she is also working on a cute little Minnie and Mickey pattern where, you know, they're leaning forward and kissing with hearts and whatnot. So those were really adorable. All right, next up, she's not really new, but she has been on hiatus for about 2 years, and that was Our Charming Nest. And so this is the first time I've bumped into her. She is working on both the Storytime sampler and the Once Upon a Time sampler. She has about 3 blocks to go for each of them before she's done. And since I'm a mirror lover, I also noticed that she's working on Roses of Provence, and she really... I love Roses of Provence. I love the Mirabilia. So that's what I noticed that she was working on that really spoke to me. And last of all, which is really no surprise to you guys because they've been quite vocal that they're going to start this thing, is the Misadventures of 2 Serious Stitchers, where Joe and Terry combined their powers for evil. Or is it good? Maybe it was good. Anyway, they sit, they chat, it's hilarious. And you know, they're cute. It was hilarious. I loved every minute. I think they did about an hour. It was funny. It was funny. So there we go. Those are our cross stitch newbies for the week. I just really blew through everything really super fast. So I think I'll go edit that out, edit everything together, and we should be good to go. And then I am going to pull up the battle cow and we are going to go fishing. Because when it comes to World of Warcraft, I'm one of those weird freaky people that loves fishing. I'm working on getting all the coins out of the Dalaran fountain, and I've only got 11 left to go, so I could probably just sit there and fish all night long, which is, you know, it's kind of cuckoo. So there you go. So I hope everybody has a great stitching week. I hope if you are traveling far for Thanksgiving this week, that you will be safe and protected and use caution and get enough rest and don't make any bad decisions. Thank you for everybody who subscribes and comments and likes. It means the world to me. Thank you so much. I hope the frog stays far away from your house. Hugs and stitches, everybody. Bye. Just kidding. I forgot that I was going to show you a couple of my fully finished projects that have to do with Christmas, since that one is quickly approaching and I haven't had time during the rest of the week to do another small segment like I did at the very beginning. So I gathered up a couple of my projects and we'll show them off to you. The first one is oh, come on, English. Shepherd's Bush pattern. I think it's called Merry Season. And with the help of my mom, we finished it off into a cushion, a pillow. And so before I had the cat, I would just put it out on the sofa. Now that I have the cat, she just gets her hair over everything, so it sits up in the curio cabinet and it's kind of there all year long. But anyway, I stitched this on the called for linen, which I think is, I don't remember. It was a big one. Maybe it is an 8 or a 9 count. No, maybe it's an 18 count because it seems like I did it over 2, so it was 9. Anyway, a Lambswool linen. It called for using pearl cotton, so this is all stitched in pearl cotton. It came out really well. It really gave my mind some thought, since at the time I always started in the center, and so I had to figure out, you know, where I wanted to go to start with one of the borders, or, you know, how I wanted to do that. But I am rather pleased with the way it turned out. It's definitely not fair quality because I left some of my tails too long. You can see there, especially in the Y, where you can see some of the purple tails sticking out. Oh, hello, princess. You're on the chair. That means you're in the way. Come here. Come here. Come here. There you go. Say hi. Or rub up against the camera, which is less optimal. We'll see what she does. She's gone behind the computer here. Oh, you're going to knock over the lamp today, are you? I see. Anyway, so that, we'll just wrap that up for the very merry season. No, don't rub against the camera. Hey, no, come here. Come here. Come here, sweet pea. I know you hate it. Oh, camera. Come here. Come here. Or get down. Down works. All right, see you later. The next item that I wanted to show you is a Prairie schooler design. I forget what it's called. It's either Christmas Eve or Santa's Flight or something Eve. I still have this pattern in my collection, and that glare is just amazing. Look at my lamps, and you can see my bulletin board a little bit. Anyway, this was a fun one to stitch, and I've actually got it framed, but you can see, since I've moved several times, that the frame's a little bit dinged up. But what can you do? Sometimes that's all that happens. I'd seen the pattern several times before, but it called for stitching it on like a neutral, and I wasn't a big fan of stitching it on the neutral, but then I happened to be in Attic Needlework one year close to Christmas, and their model had it on the blue, and so that is what really made this just speak to me. I said, oh, I like it on the blue. So I bought the blue, went to town. I did not use a single color of floss that was called for. I went through my leftover bits and pieces of all my overdyes and just chose this and that and the other and just kind of went to town. I think in the original all these words are a different color, but I decided to have them be all the same color. In the original pattern where this snowflake is, there's another little doll that's falling off of the sleigh being delivered, and I thought it was kind of a creepy doll, so I took him out and put a snowflake on. I just kind of experimented and played around with this one, and overall I think it turned out really, really well. It's showing up, the bear and the trumpet here are showing up really nicely on camera, but in person the trumpet especially is about the same color as Santa's bag, so he doesn't show up as good. So there is my, I'm so glad it's Christmas and I can hang it on the wall. But anyway, this is either Christmas Eve or I have no idea what it's called. It is something by the Prairie Schooler, and I really should look it up. Well, that corner's dinged too. Ah, way to go moving. It just kind of makes a mess of everything. So I am going to take this out into the living room and hang that up front so I can see it. Okay, so that's what else I wanted to do when I was standing here going, what else? There was something, I don't remember. So anyway, once again, thanks you guys. Have a good one. Hugs and stitches. Bye-bye.